Hey there, Sagittarius. Welcome to your reading for the week of May 25th. This week, if you want to catch me live, I go live every single day at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So all you have to do is show up and I will be here. But Sag, this looks amazing already. You have the sun here, best card in the deck. So definitely a celebration coming in for you here. I like that. But let's see. I feel like saying something is going to work out. So maybe you're worried about something not working out here. Maybe you're worried that something is not going to work out. And I feel like saying that something is going to work for you here, Sagittarius. So I definitely like to see that. But you start off with the power card here. And the power card is about power and having the power or the energy to do something. And really, I feel like that's what this whole first row is. I mean, the sun gives you energy. The sun is a card of enlightenment as well. And really, I feel like that's what this is. I'm really focused. There's like lightning bolts on here, Sagittarius. So I really feel like some of you could be kind of like being inspired, or like I'm getting words like that, like inspiration, enlightenment, revelation, those types of things, that type of energy. So I feel like a lot of you could be having good ideas this week, or you could be kind of like finding the answers to improve your life, or finding answers to like moving your life forward in some way. Next, you have the sun. So again, best card in the deck. Definitely a lot of, this could represent like a lot of good attention coming in for you here. Really, I feel like this is enlightenment, or it could be you finding out some sort of like information. So I do get like a sense of truth showing up here as well. I do feel like, I mean, it's a good reading, you know, is what I'd say to you, Sagittarius. But I do feel like some of you, there could be some sadness here. It's like maybe you're learning the truth about a person in your life, and that could make you sad. Maybe you're kind of figuring out a relationship is toxic with this devil card here, and I feel like that could make you sad. But at the same time, I feel like it's the truth. I feel like you're learning the truth of a situation. Next, you have the Knight of Wands here. I feel like some of you could have been dealing with like a player type person in the past, and I feel like you're just seeing their toxic ways here. I feel like you're moving on. You even have the Knight of Pentacles here. The Knight of Pentacles is like moving on to someone new. So I really feel like as far as love is concerned, some of you could be moving on to someone new. For others, this is really good. The Knight of Wands to me is like a very spontaneous energy, but it could also just be like a spontaneous idea that pops into your head that makes you very successful, like a business idea or a job idea or something like that. So I feel a lot of success there for you. Next, you have the Page of Swords here. The Page of Swords is a card of curiosity. To me, I feel like it's saying if in this first row, if this week you have an idea, or if something inspires you, I feel like you need to learn as much as you can about it with the Page of Swords. Page of Swords says curiosity did not kill the cat. Curiosity led to success is what this card should say. So I feel like some of you need to follow your curiosity. Next, you have the Dove Spirit. This card says be at peace. I do feel like saying inner turmoil here. So I do feel like some of you could be going through some inner challenges. Again, you have the Nine of Swords here as well. It does get a lot better down here. And again, we're going to clarify this. So, don't be too concerned about this yet, Sag. But I do feel like there will be peace coming in for you. I do feel like it's asking you to be at peace as well with this card. Next, you have the Five of Wands. Again, conflict or competition. I do feel like some of you could be dealing with conflict, or you could be conflicted. For some of you, like I feel like if you're wondering why someone left you, I feel like you know the answer with the Sun. Maybe they were a player, maybe they were a cheater, maybe they were just toxic as well. So I feel like this is saying like trust your inner voice, because it's like maybe you already know, but maybe you're still wondering why. We all do that. It's not, I feel like it's human to do that, but that's what I'd say there. For others, I feel like this is like an imagined competition. So I feel like you need to get out of your head with that card. Next, you have the Devil. The Devil, to me, is a card of like toxic energy, of course. So I feel like some of you could just be cutting out someone who is toxic from your life here, or you could be cutting toxic people out from your life in general with this Devil card. I feel like for others, this is just hard work. In this, you have this Building Blocks card here, and you have the Knight of Pentacles here as well. This could be just like a hard work row, and the Devil to me can represent kind of like working too hard. So I'd make sure to balance your work, but really I feel like this is like a toxic person that you were dealing with in the past. And finally, you have the King of Wands. I feel like this is you. I feel like you're just sitting in a strong position. I feel like you are just deciding to maybe be independent, to be on your own, or maybe you're deciding to focus on yourself at this time, Sagittarius. And I feel like that's probably a good thing with this card, so I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Next, you have the building blocks card. I love this card, actually. To me, this is saying that like all the things that you've gone through in your life, they are leading to something. It is bringing you somewhere. It's like you just can't see where just yet. So I feel like you need to, this is almost like needing to trust that things are moving in the right direction, needing to trust that you are being guided and led to the right things. So that's what I would say there. Next, you have the Nine of Swords. Again, Nine of Swords to me is like waking up from a nightmare and still being in a nightmare. So some of you could feel like you're stuck in a nightmare or you're stuck in your situation. Nine of Swords just says this situation is temporary. So I feel like, definitely time for you to get out of your head with this card. I feel like for others that, I feel like this is like something that's holding you back. We're going to clarify this definitely at the end, Sagittarius, but I feel like this could be something that's holding you back. I'm actually going to clarify it right now. Two of Cups, could be love, for sure. Could be this toxic situation. So again, if there was a toxic person, definitely feel like you could be kind of like feeling stuck in this situation, or I feel like it's just like been a nightmare in some sort of love situation for some of you. Again, this is not going to be true for all of you, but for some of you, I feel like you're trying to get away from a situation with these two cards. Next, you have the Page of Wands. Again, hoping for adventure. I feel like this whole row here is like you hoping to go on some sort of adventure, or maybe hoping to get away from stuck energy. So I feel like some of you are hoping to be set free there. And finally, you have the Knight of Pentacles. Again, I feel like you're looking for something more stable, something that's more secure. Again, your reading is pretty simple. I always say it's so funny to me that Sagittarius, your readings to me are always like the most straightforward. Like to me, they're always just like one point and one thing. So I feel like for a lot of you, it's like you're looking for more stable situations, whether it's work, health, business, love. I feel like you're just looking for things that are going to be permanent, things that are not going to change. In your archetype for the week, you have the fault line. This card literally represents seeing the cracks in a situation. Again, I can't get away from this row here. This to me says like you're seeing the cracks in a situation. This could be love for some of you. You have the Page of Swords, the Devil, and the Two of Cups and the Nine of Swords. It's like you are seeing someone for who they truly are. Or I feel like you're almost seeing that someone was fake. It doesn't have to be love. This could just be a person as well that you're dealing with. So, and I do feel like just, knowing your astrology, Sagittarius, I feel like a lot of you could have had a lot of conflicts with people in your life, family, or just people in general, friends, could be anything. And I feel like you're like things are starting to crack. I feel like you're starting to see the truth in the situation. Again, this diagonal here, it's like you have the sun. It's like you realize something. You realize something about the devil with the devil here. And the Knight of Pentacles is like saying, you know what? These people are distracting me. These people are preventing me from being successful, or this person is preventing me from being successful. I'm just going to focus on myself. With the Knight of Pentacles, I'm going to focus on one goal, or I'm going to focus on achieving something that I really want to achieve in my life. It's interesting. You have the building blocks card there. So it's like you are building towards success. I feel like then you just have the Nine of Swords here. It's like that's the one thing that could hold you up or hold you back in the future. But you do have the Page of Wands, Knight of Pentacles, again, working towards something. So overall, not terrible. Definitely a heavy energy, but I would say that every reading has been heavy for the past few weeks. But let's clarify this. Between the Sun and the Five of Wands here, you have the Coffin. The Coffin is the Nine of Diamonds in the playing cards, and the Coffin represents needing to open the coffin door. Unfortunately, using these cards with this camera, I can't really focus in, but there's a coffin on here. The coffin door is closed, and it represents needing to let go of something. So I feel like some of you know that you need to cut something out of your life here, and we've kind of talked about that this whole time. Next, with the Knight of Wands and the Devil, you have the Ship. The Ship is the 10 of Spades in the playing card reading system. It literally just represents going from one thing to another. It's very similar to that Coffin card. Both of these cards kind of represent a transformation. They're both similar to the Death card in certain ways. So I feel like a lot of you could be going through a transformation here, some sort of new adventure. I feel like this is exciting. Next, with the Page of Swords and the King of Wands, again, it's like I said with this King of Wands, I feel like this is you just deciding to focus on yourself. I feel like it's you taking your personal power back. I feel like it's you kind of just focusing on you. And you have the Eight of Hearts here. This card is called the Moon, but it's not like the Moon in the tarot. It's more like a card of getting a gift from the universe, or kind of reaching some level of fulfillment. So it's a really good card. It is a card of action, and again, luckily it's clarifying this King of Wands and this Page of Swords here. And that King of Wands says you will be taking action towards some sort of dream. And again, we kind of already know that with the building blocks card there. Next, with the Five of Wands here in this Nine of Swords, you have the Queen of Hearts, which is the stork here. This card can represent love. It can represent a nurturing, caring energy, but it's also a card of movement, and you have a ton of cards of movement here. So I feel like a lot of you could just be moving away from a situation where you see the cracks in the situation, like I already said. Next, between the Devil and the Page of Wands, you have the Seven of Pentacles, or the Seven of Diamonds. This card is called the Birds, and the Birds represents trusting your intuition. So again, if you feel like someone or something or some situation is tricky, or if they're liars, cheaters, stealers, this says trust your intuition. You know the truth. And finally here, between the King of Wands here and the Knight of Pentacles, you have the Whip. The Whip represents like whipping yourself on the back, and it can represent beating yourself up. So it kind of says like, don't do that. Don't beat yourself up for situations that you've put yourself in or anything like that. Just look at it as an experience. But it could also be you like whipping yourself into work with this Knight of Pentacles. So you could be kind of like pushing yourself. I'd say, Devil, make sure to not work yourself to the bone. Make sure to stay healthy. Make sure not to get sick. Make sure not to get injured with this card. But I do feel like very hard-working energy for you here, Sagittarius. So that's very interesting. I do want to ask for an outcome. You have the Anchor and the Lily. Very spiritual is what I'd say to you. The Anchor can represent feeling stuck to a situation. The Anchor kind of goes both ways. It has a challenging side, but also has kind of more of a positive side as well, which says you could be actually moving on from something with the ship here, and with the Anchor, you could be going and setting your anchor somewhere else. This is the King of Spades, the Lily card here, and it represents like spiritual energy, being very spiritual, diving into your spirituality, but it also represents wisdom. And it kind of represents the knowledge that you have gained through all the difficulties that you've been going through. Yeah, you have the crossroads. Pick the new path is what I'm going to say to you, Sagittarius. I always say this. The crossroads is the Queen of Diamonds in the playing card reading system. And this card just says, you know something isn't right. Like I said, I feel like you are seeing everything wrong with the situation. But this is a good thing. It's like you are seeing the problems that actually exist. I feel like something is crumbling away. And it's like you see the truth in a situation. And I feel like this card is saying run while you have the chance. It could be a relationship. It could be multiple relationships. It could be a job. It could be anything. So not a terrible reading, I would say. Not a great reading, but not terrible either. Like I said, the readings have been so weird the past couple weeks. I really feel like it's just because, it's like, what is there to talk about? We're all stuck in our homes, right? It's like, what is going to happen? But still not terrible, but definitely, I feel like you're just realizing the truth about something. So I like it. Thank you for watching, Sagittarius, and definitely enjoy your week.